Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another spotlight of Minecraft 1.84. It has been a rushed release for security improvements because there was a little article out about how it was possibly way too easy to crash the server. Crashing the server, like having too many blazes spawn because there's a blaze spawner behind you and you're standing right next to it. But no, my server won't crash for that. Not anywhere close. But beyond that, it's all bug fixes, and they had a very quick response to fix it once it became public. But the person who found the bug said he reported it 2 years ago, and I guess if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt, they forgot about it, or they put it on a very low priority that they couldn't fix it in 2 years. I don't know. I'm hoping now that a patch is out that the person who found it can go look at the patch and say yes, it's been corrected, and we can get some verification from a second party. Because I would really hate to think that they kind of just did a halfway decent patch. But as far as we can assume, I would just say all is well again. I've never experienced anybody trying to hack my server. I've never heard of anybody experiencing anybody trying to hack and crash a Minecraft server. I mean, it's just a game server. There's no add-in or DLC or anything, so I don't know what you could get money from. So that's it for the updates, but whenever there's an update, it is a great time for me to show off how much progress I've made on my server. So a lot of stuff has been redone. This is our Sky Factory Nether Fortress, and I've gotten a whole set of stairs that work their way towards the center on both sides, and pigmen just randomly naturally spawn on those. We've got two stairs that go down to another set of two stairs that go down to this area right here. And you'll notice this area is actually full of nether wart. I have it on a redstone clock, so when you walk away from it, and then if you get far enough away, it then come back, it's supposed to fill this area again with the nether wart. And that is how I'm going to give resources in the Sky Factory. These redstone things were just places where I messed up the lava, and I'll do a global replace redstone blocks with lava at some point, and to fix it. I have not been doing my best work, I have to admit. Little mistakes. I fell out of my architectural phase. This is the stairs system before the facade is put on, and I've had some copy and paste errors where I moved it way down this way by about 100 blocks, so there's some non-natural terrain on the other side of the wall that isn't the cleanest. Often it happens when I build that I'll have my structures and then I'll want to just in MC edit at some point in the future edit those out and place them again in natural areas where I accidentally messed up a mountain range or something. So they would come down here, and then if they want to get nether wart, they would, with a pickaxe, the player would hit these and get the nether wart. And you would think normally, well, that's just gonna last for a very short amount of time, since this is the only nether wart that they're allowed to get at all. So it's on a redstone trickery, or it was at least, maybe I messed it up, where if you walk away from it and you can no longer see it, it will regenerate. It may be set really high though. It may be set to only spawn as a player is anywhere in this area. So I may have to fly really far away to prove that. Uh, there's going to be eventually a hallway going each way under the lava, and a and this corner here is going to be mirrored to that side and mirrored to that side, and then that'll be the done of the that'll be all for the architecture. But I have fallen out of my architectural phase in the Sky Factory build for the moment, so I put it on the back burner. The Sky Factory works in vanilla right now. It probably needs some tweaks. It would probably need a patch. Uh, Added this walkway. I put this little lantern. This is the exact same shape as that down there, and I use this as just potential if I need to copy this down there in case it gets destroyed. And it makes a nice little lantern thing where maybe I'll even spawn some skeletons in here and have them shoot from here. There are no skeletons being spawned anywhere around because I didn't want people summoning the wither, and skeletons are a pain in the butt anyways. So I don't know if I had done this 3 height uh, bridge before. A lot of architectural things, that's all I did though, was architecture. And so until I get back into architectural things, there's no more redstone stuff that really needs to be done in Sky Factory. So I have gone and started a new project in the redstone that didn't do anything at all uh, out here. At some point I will destroy this test area, but nothing really can be fixed until I can figure out like how to do a stop having block update problems. I'll have to figure that one out. But I do want to show you my new project. So let's see, teleport myself to 0060. This is a really cool thing. So we are right now at the exact center of the map. It spreads out in all directions, and all you see are all these bedrock blocks. And what they are the beginnings of a very cool project. Each one of these are different variations of a room. Let's just get our bearings straight. Here's the spawn right here where players will spawn. Right on top of this ender crystal, which is surrounded by a protective barrier. And over here is the way to get to the Sky Factory. I've got a lot of vines. I probably need to think about doing something with that. That was one of the other bugs that 1.84 fixed, was vines weren't working correctly when they wrapped around corners. But I think I want to probably stop all the vines from growing down and in the air. That doesn't look that well. Over here, you'll notice that I've had some more mistakes. Like I said, I've been making some mistakes and not thinking clearly and doing some replaces where there shouldn't have been some replacements, and copying where there shouldn't be copying. And I will make some more mistakes. So it really messed up, like all this section here I had to rebuild, and everything below it needs to be rebuilt. But I'll deal with that later because I know I'm going to make mistakes. Anyways, so the Magic Box project is this. I didn't know you could get vines over a item frame. That's new. You can't get vines over a button. there is going to be in specific places these boxes. And you walk in these boxes and there will be specific things. This is configuration 1, which is a beacon which shoots out a light so that when you're on the outside you can find the box. And in configuration 1 usually there's a wall so you can't actually get in that room and change the beacon. So if you're wandering around the map and you want to find one of these magic boxes, you just look for a beacon and it more than likely will be one. There's usually an invisible barrier here so you can't jump down. In this one, since it's so near the center spawn place that has 4 beacons, I'm actually going to block off put some dirt in front of it so it won't be active, but everywhere else it will be active. Now, that's great, you're thinking, so it's a box with a beacon in it, and it's made out of bedrock for some reason. And of course the reason why I'd make it out of bedrock is because there is some redstone trickery going on here. This build is something that I found online and modified a little bit. And what it does is it takes, when you have an item in the item frame, it gives off a different power level for each way it is spin. There are 8 positions that can be pointing. Each position will give off a different power level of redstone. So you can see this if we go into F3 mode. That is a power level of 14 coming out of it right now. If I turn it and look at this redstone right here, it says power level 14. Something's not. Oh. Yes. The reason why it's 14 right now is because this torch is giving off 15. This gives that 15. That gives it 14. So one of the modifications I did is this button. When this button's clicked and this torch goes away, which I'll just simulate by hitting the torch, this here gives its real power level of 2. And it goes through here and it gets subtracted or added in this mode. And by doing a complicated system of subtracting from the 15 that this torch is giving this comparator in subtraction mode to this, it puts a red line here. So there's a power level here that turns this one off, and there's a power level here and that turns this one off, and then there's even more power level coming all the way from the back, turning off all these others. So there can only be one torch lit at any time. And when the torch is lit, it runs a clone command. So that clone command is hard-coded to one of the boxes down here. Let's see. And so there will be different rooms. I'm still working on the exact locations of each clone room and then the decoration of the room. But as far as the redstone, this already works. Let's turn that off. And then I've added even a little bit extra so that you will have a dial here and a dial here, and if you dial both of those at a specific level, then you will be able to trigger a secret room, which let's get in there and show you. But so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this side and 8 on the other side, and the button and the torch will trigger this piston so that it only triggers the one thing for a second. You don't want it to just randomly be copying and running the clone commands over and over again. That would take it takes a lot of CPU and time to clone it, so, because it is a big area. So, you do want to be careful about that a little bit. Now I can destroy anything in here except for the clone command. I don't want it. It has to be in a very specific place. Each one of these are command blocks. Moving it one way or the other requires me to redo the whole command. But I can break this stuff. Fortunately, well, maybe. Even in the future I can't break that stuff though, because I would have just triggered this thing if it had anything in it. Or any of those. So you have to be very careful with this build. So if there's the right amount of power here on both sides, then it will come this way and activate this hopper. Well, I will actually deactivate this hopper, and inside the hopper is just one piece of redstone, and on the side of, let's work our way around. On the side of this is another comparator, which then teleports the player to my base. So it's not a secret room. It could be a secret room, but I've opted instead to just teleport it into the base. So there's a couple of tricks here. One, I'm almost 100% certain you need all of these copies of the rooms in your spawn chunks. You cannot clone things from unloaded chunks. So that is why I'm putting this right in the middle of my base. I always put my base, my secret layer, in the middle. And this time I'm making this giant ocean lantern of wall, and inside of that are the magic boxes. I guess I'm calling it the magic boxes. Haven't decided on the name yet. You can notice that there are some lighting errors. This is why you don't want to just make walls of ocean lanterns. It takes forever to light up. Honestly, I think a beacon every now and then is the easiest way to light up areas, or pumpkins maybe. There's a lot of smooth lighting issues. So I use commands to just clone this block when I get its redstone down correct. I'm just going to command it down, clone it down, and this is your default setup. See, 2 dials on either side. It's just mirrored, and then it's going to have the button and the piston. So the default one is this. Just a room with a beacon, nothing in it. You lit well enough so nothing spawns in it. And then the next one is going to be something different. But I just cloned it, so it isn't. It's the same right now. So I might put in, for instance, a command block down here that just teleports the player further 1,000 blocks this direction, or 1,000 blocks that direction, or 1,000 blocks this direction. And that is going to be one of the major rooms, is that it's just going to be a fast travel station. And so I'll put instead of going to the nether and using nether portals, you're just going to have like a doorway, and you're going to walk that way, and it's going to teleport you right that direction. And then another room might be a map room. Another room will be like a farm room where you can harvest food and stuff. Another room might be a market room with villagers that you can trade with, if I can get that to work. Another room might be a room just full of diamonds or redstone. It all just depends on how nice I want to be. Maybe I will require I'll put some mechanisms in so it costs gold or some other item to get in a room, so you have to purchase entry. Maybe they'll all be free. Will I use all 16 rooms? I'm gonna have them all programmed, but I'm gonna have to think about it. Uh, Definitely will be a room with a nether portal in it. This is some old designs where I was gonna have the doors automatically lock and unlock and with pistons, and it's not worth it. It's actually easier just to put like a wall and some barrier blocks in front of it, and then people can't break their way in, if even with a pickaxe or anything that they might have. Uh, so again, I want to point out this design is not my design, but the piston and the torch and the button is my modification. It's really necessary when you're going to build something like this that you have them all off for most of the time. You don't want it just to change and go up and up and up, because you'll be running so many clone commands, it will be a nightmare. But so I've got the basics done on this, and that's what I've been working on when I've been working, which I haven't been working because as we are wrapping up here, I've been spending all the month of April uh, playing Hearthstone for the Blackrock Mountain expansion, so please go watch that. I will get back to playing Minecraft and working on this project. This is the project I'm working on right now, is the magic boxes, and then I'm going to start beautifying my base. It is going to be massive. This right here, the lantern part, is 4 chunks. So I'm probably going to go another 2, 3, or 4 chunks diagonally of just taking up room underneath the ground at the spawn sector and bedrocking it up. These are the beacons that are, these are the edges right here, the beacons of the uh, spawn area, and I'm probably going to go a lot further. Need lots of rooms for big, gigantic builds, and almost all of them are at least helped by being close to the spawn chunks. I will, I think, be able to bring this down a little bit because there are 16, and when you only need 4 boxes. I probably should have, I made them too big. There was 2 more levels here, uh, which I was able to take out. But if I had designed the rooms to be smaller, it would have been better, just for the cloning commands. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I only need to go as high as this height, which is 51. So from 1 to 51, and really I probably could have gotten it down to about 46. Let's see, 4 times 2, 42. Yeah, I could have gotten it down to 42 if I squeezed everything together, just to have more room on top. Uh, and that's 4, 8, 16 in 4 chunks. So 4 times 8, 8 times 2 is 16. Yep, the math adds up. And so if you want to do the magic box, that's how you do it. You build yourself a box. I would recommend you definitely make it in bedrock. I'd recommend the inside be well lidded so there's no spawn things. Let's see. Let's go show, I can't break this one because this one's the template. You never want to clone the template or clone in the area of the template, because then you've pretty much lost it forever. But you can always mess with the ones that are just the clones of it. So when constructing this, here's your wall right there. So there's really not a lot of room in this build. This is your circuitry that I broke already. So there's not a lot of free space. Here's the hoppers. Right down there is the secret, teleport me to the secret base. You could certainly change that too. You could change it so it tested for a specific player's name instead of letting anybody in. But really, I like the concept of you letting people in by telling them you can do this to any magic box, turn it to this secret combination, and you will be teleported in. Of course, when they're teleported in, the door is open. Anybody else that walks in there and doesn't change the settings is also going to be teleported in. So you have to be aware of that. But the magic box is part of more of my concept. I want to be able to give any player who gets on my server a lot of stuff that instead of making them have to farm for things and such. I'd much rather have a room that's just full of chests of blocks styles and just saying, oh, you need blocks here, turn it to this combination and you will have blocks. I'm doing a little bit of work here. How do you get the vines on the bottoms? You can get them on the bottoms like that, but only if it's on the sides. Interesting. Yeah, I may have to figure out some way to stop the vines from growing, because that does not look good to me, just going all the way down. It's so uniform. It's so... I may have to get rid of the vines altogether. I kind of wanted to keep them, but I'm just talking artistic stuff. Anyways, that's the end of this spotlight. I'm going to call this building the magic boxes part 1, because we're not really doing anything with Sky Factory. If people want to play on my Minecraft server, send me a message on either Twitter or Google Plus, and tell me what you plan on doing on it. I want people that are either good at doing architectural or redstone things. It allows you to build something. I'd love to be able to come and do more spotlights and say, here's something that I've been told has been built, so let's go see what it is. And hopefully it's not something offensive, so I don't have to then turn around and ban that person. So that's what I don't want. I don't want people that are going to come and just try and blow up creations or going to try and destroy things. I want people that want to build either architecturally or redstone wise. If you've got a great redstone thing that you are fairly certain isn't going to crash the server, iron golem farms and things like that, we don't need that. I'm more than willing to give you all the iron you want. Just let you play in creative. It doesn't mean anything to me. But if you want to do that, send me a message. I'd love to have some people play, do some stuff. I'm personally not on my Minecraft server that often. That's why I haven't made much progress. That and Black Rock Mountain non-hosted. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad they fixed the bug, and I hope we don't ever have to hear about a bug getting released to the public because it took too long. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and hope that they forgot it, and I hope they fixed it. So, as always, I ask that you like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I also released just a spotlight of a horror map that you should go check out in Minecraft called PT in Vanilla Minecraft. That was very interesting and fun to play. Go check that out too. If you want to support me further, which would be greatly appreciated, click on my name, Rydo. That'll take you to my main YouTube page. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Any amount you donate will be greatly appreciated. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google Plus, or friend me on Steam or Battle.net, all that information is down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.